The whole town is high, both are ranked, and...
Start over and say all that, though, because I said that.
Why don't you guys trade places?
Yeah, jump in. I'm sorry, I need to get into the zone.
So we roll into town. Lamar Jackson and Louisville coming to town. We got 2 top 25 teams. I think this is the first time in a number of years that 2 top 25 teams were playing at NC State, and they are ready to rock. So you get these awesome tours of the football facilities. Seeing what Coach Doran is doing there was unbelievable, just top notch. So our boy Justin Wilson showed us around from the athletic department. So we got to see not only the locker rooms, but the weight room. Saw Marty throw around some sleds and around 40 in there. And it was really cool to see what they have going there. Went a tour of the stadium. They have a great grass field, an agricultural program that takes care of the field. That was pretty unique.
Okay, so not only did we get a tour of the football facilities, but we were also taken around all the basketball facilities, which was super cool. And we walked down in the lobby, and there, right in front of us, is Derek Wittenberg.
I was like, yeah, I know that name. Yeah. The pass, of course the pass, of course the pass.
And if you don't know, he's the guy who took the last shot in the '83 national championship game, and it was caught and put in, and they won the game. Jimmy V running on the court, all that kind of stuff. Well, I went up to him and was like, "Hey, Derek Wittenberg, you're the guy who had the shot." And he just looked at me and he goes, "You mean the pass?" And so that was pretty cool. One of the things we love to do is see local eateries around the college campuses and just the popular places. And so we got in contact with Dave from Amedeo's, and we go to this place. We don't know anything, but it's this Italian place, and we're there to meet Dave and Amedeo. We meet Amedeo. He's a former NC State football player in the 1950s. And so it's his restaurant that after graduating he opened up. It's a family business that has just been there for years, and one super cool thing about Amedeo was his stories. So he had just great stories, you know, just telling us about old times and all the history with the restaurant and the football program and all the players that would come through there. Us being from the Pacific Northwest, just with Russell Wilson, Jimmy V loved it there. And so not only to hear all of these stories, but to see them. So this place was a museum for NC State. Every wall, every inch of every wall covered in memorabilia. Pictures of old players, autographs, people that would come there. It was just an amazing sight to see. The week before we went to Amedeo's, NC State actually had 4 starting QBs in the NFL, which is pretty amazing. Russell Wilson, Mike Glennon, Jacoby Brissett, and Phillip Rivers. And they're pretty proud of that, QBU. One super cool thing about the restaurant is Amedeo's there all the time, and people are eating, and he just kind of walks around to each table, small talk, checking in with them, seeing how they're doing, and people know him, you know, calling his name out while we're there, and just the relationship he has with all of his customers.
Some of the highlights of these trips is always the tailgating experience. One, just to see how every school has a slightly different atmosphere, slightly different traditions, but also you get to sample all of the food. And as we go to different places around the country, you get a sense for kind of what the flavors are of the different regions. NC State, no different, absolutely crushed it in the tailgate game. One of the tailgates was actually in the woods, and it was unclear if that's where the actual wolf packs still are. But went out there, had some great food. Primary tailgate that we were at was ran by, well, in conjunction with a gentleman named Steve Young.
Steve Young, the man, the myth, the legend, actually.
Yeah.
We come up and the guy shakes our hand and instantly just brings us in like we're one of his own, and almost like a father figure.
And like a former Super Bowl champion.
That's right. I mean, he brings us in, he walks around, we're meeting everybody, and then he brings us to the shrine of food. There's a taco bar, which is the first highlight. You have the cheese, the olives, the salsa, the meat, the tortillas.
No olives on
the sour cream, all the fixings for an amazing taco. Then, highlight number 2, we have the
soft serve ice cream. It was almost like he unveiled it. It was almost like he put the curtain off and was just like oh.
He was like, shh, we're about to tell him. And then there it is.
He hands you
in all of its glory.
And just
yeah. Do you want some? Cha-ching.
We got Steve Young here, and we are at his awesome tailgate. Steve, what's the name of the tailgate again?
Upper Deckers.
Upper Deckers. And so they have just had an epic tailgate for us. Multiple TVs, big screen, all the food you can imagine. But Steve, I want you to tell me a little bit about, about being an NC State fan through and through over the years. What does that entail for you? Games you've missed, or lack of games you've missed? What's that look like over the years?
Well, just in football, I've probably missed about 7 in about 16 years, home and on the road. And work and funerals is all that I miss it for. I miss weddings, all that stuff, but I just made the decision. I don't choose which wedding to go to, so nobody gets mad. Everybody gets mad or nobody gets mad, so I just skip it. I've missed family reunions. I tell them there are 340 days out of the year I could go. There's 6 home games and 6 road games. Just choose a different day, but they don't. So I'll skip reunions, so about 7 road games in about 16 years.
Duh. And really the people just we hung out with the people all night before, during, and after the game. I mean, we won. So that was great.
We did win.
And we celebrated after.
We did celebrate.